Hello, it's James from Solar 24/7. I'm here at my own home because we are working on some energy. So have you ever wondered where energy at peak times comes from? Like, it obviously comes from the grid, it comes from power stations, but we've been going through a bit of a crisis recently. We've been running out of power at peak times. Electricity gets very expensive and we're seeing more and more problems on the network. Well, we've got some solutions, like think about how your energy comes out. We've got a third averagely. We've got the average power, whether it's your cooktops, your air fryer, your ovens and bits and pieces. And then we've got heating. This is a heat pump system in here. So that takes a third of the energy. And then we've got our hot water cylinder. Now that takes another third. So hot water is a third, heating is a third, and general power and lighting is the other third. What happens if we control some of this? So if we can put some automation in around hot water and heat pump control, lower the cost of using our electricity at peak times by lowering heat pumps or switching hot water cylinders off, it will reduce our overall consumption and should save us some money and the country electricity. If we do this as a big group, it works even better, like a big battery bank. Now, over here, we're lucky enough to be part of a trial. Now, the trial is being run by the EEA, that's the Electricity Engineers Association, EECA, Energy Efficiency and Conservation Authority, Ivory Egg, who do all the technical stuff, and this trial is called FlexTalk. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about this really quickly. I had to write it down. It's a project focused on enhancing smart energy management in New Zealand homes by expanding upon the smart communication platform developed in FlexTalk 1. It aims to integrate more technologies such as electric hot water systems, heat pumps, connectivity, and smart inverters to allow for remote demand management. This expansion will enable a wider range of electricity use to be managed remotely, potentially reducing the cost and optimizing grid stability. When we're talking about reducing costs, we're talking about building more power stations. We're talking about putting great big solar farms in. We're talking about battery banks for storage. If we can start reducing power at peak times, we can save a lot of this energy. Oh, and I appear in another part of the house instantaneously. But in here, in this little cupboard here, is our little hot water cylinder. So this is a 2 kilowatt element, and we're going to control the power through this smart technology. It's going to monitor the heat going in, heat going out, and give us some control over those at that peak time. You'll probably just switch off if I'm using power. Now let me go and show you the solar system as well. And here we have a basic grid-tied battery system sitting here. It's a little Alpha ESS. Now, how this is going to work is that the system is going to look at what the production is here, and if it sees export, that's all good. But if it sees us exporting, it's going to ramp back that hot water cylinder or turn it off completely. Now we've got the heat pump next, and that's another smart control. Okay, so over here we've got the controller for the air conditioning. I almost forgot what it's called. And over here, if we come in a little bit closer, if I turn this on, what we should see is temperature. Now we can change the temperature here easily, but the smart controls, as it sees that expensive point in the market come on, and we've got the heat pump running, it won't turn it fully off because that would be uncomfortable for me. But we don't need it at 24 degrees. What happens if it just comes down to 21? It's still a comfortable temperature, but that will save the network energy, and I probably wouldn't even notice it for those 2 hours at peak demand. This is the idea of the technology coming into our lives, reducing just our consumption a little bit, but saving the grid a lot of money and effort. So that's what we want to do. Thank you for letting me be part of this trial, and hopefully we'll see some good results over the next year. Thanks very much. I'll see you next time.